Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're talking about something pretty cool, a brand new role popping up in tech. It's not about being a super specialist, but something else entirely, the AI Generalist. And we're going to follow one person's actual journey to nabbing that title.
So you've probably heard of AI specialists, right? Those are the folks who go super deep on one specific model or algorithm. But a totally new kind of role is emerging. It's less about that deep dive and way more about having a wide range of skills. So what on earth is an AI generalist? Let's get into it.
Yeah, we're actually going to trace the steps of how someone went from just learning this stuff to becoming a certified pro, picking up a whole new toolbox of skills to earn this pretty futuristic title.
And here it is. This is the destination, a certificate officially naming someone an AI generalist. But, a piece of paper is just a piece of paper. The real story, the stuff that actually defines what this role is all about, is in the projects he had to build to get here.
All right, let's jump right in. The journey kicks off where so much innovation really begins, with a super common, everyday problem that's just screaming for a better fix. And in this case, it's all about customer support.
So, the first big mission was to build an automated system, but not just one that sends out a boring robotic response. No. The goal was to create an agent that can actually read and understand a customer's email, and then draft a smart, helpful reply.
And this is what the solution looks like in action. See, it's not just one single program. It's more like a visual workflow. It all kicks off on the left with an email coming in. Then it flows through a bunch of different steps to process what's inside that email. And at the end, it hands it off to an AI agent to figure out the context and write up a draft reply. It really is like a little assembly line for information, where you're just connecting all these different tools to get the job done.
Okay, so you might be wondering, how does the agent know all this specific stuff? Well, it uses a really clever technique called RAG. That stands for Retrieval Augmented Generation. The slide puts it perfectly. It's like giving the AI an open book test using your company's private data. So instead of just guessing from its general knowledge, it's pulling answers from your help articles, your product info, making sure its answers are actually accurate and relevant to your business.
Okay, so after getting a handle on text-based stuff, the next project really leveled things up. It built right on top of those same skills, but the challenge now was to move beyond just email and, well, give the AI a voice, to make it interactive in real time.
And yeah, this next goal was way more ambitious. We're talking about building a voice assistant that can actually hold a conversation with you, in real time. The example they used was a follow-up sales call, which is tricky. That needs a natural give-and-take kind of flow.
I love this slide because it's a real peek behind the curtain. Over on the left, you've got all the nerdy technical stuff, the different AI models being used, the latency, even the cost per minute. But then on the right, you see the actual conversation the AI named Ted is having. It's this perfect blend of super complex technology and just simple, human-like chat. And you have to love this little note from the creator at the bottom. Finally, I can rant to someone at 2 a.m. It just captures that human side of building this stuff, right? It's kind of funny and totally relatable. I guess when you spend that much time working with an AI, it starts to feel like, well, more than just a piece of software.
So when you look at these slick, polished tools, it's easy to think, oh, this is all just about writing clever prompts, but that's really not the whole picture. It's kind of like saying building a house is just about knowing how to swing a hammer. The real heavy lifting starts way, way before that.
Exactly. As the creator himself puts it, trust me, it's not just prompting. Before you even think about opening a tool or writing a single prompt, you've got to put on your architect hat. You have to map out the entire system first.
And this is what that thinking looks like in the real world. These are the blueprints, the back of the napkin sketches, long before you get to that slick, automated workflow we saw earlier. You're starting right here, just boxes and arrows, maybe on a whiteboard. You're figuring out, okay, how does the data move? Which pieces need to talk to each other? What's the fundamental logic of this whole thing?
This comparison right here just nails it. On the left, you've got the raw idea, the abstract plan, the pure logic. And on the right, you have the final, polished result inside the tool. To be an AI generalist, you have to speak both of these languages fluently. You've got to be the architect and the builder.
So when you piece all this together, building the text workflow, creating the voice agent, and especially planning the architecture from scratch, a really clear and honestly powerful set of skills starts to take shape. This is the toolkit. This is what defines an AI generalist.
And that brings us right back to where we started, the certificate. See, now it's not just some random title on a piece of paper. It actually represents a proven ability to do more than just use AI. It's about being able to orchestrate it, to weave together all these different tools and platforms to go out and solve actual, real-world problems.
So let's really break down what's in that toolkit. Sure, it starts with prompt engineering. That's the foundation, but it gets so much bigger so fast. You've got workflow automation, which is all about making different apps play nicely together. You've got no-code product development, basically building real stuff without having to be a traditional programmer. Voice agent orchestration, that's exactly what we saw with that AI sales agent. And then, and this is crucial, there are the more technical skills like API integration and deployment. That's like being the plumber who connects all the pipes so everything just works. And it even touches on multimodal AI, which is combining text with images and sound. It's this amazing mix of creative problem-solving and technical know-how.
You know, looking at this whole journey, it really makes you think. Maybe the most valuable people in our AI-powered future won't be the ones who are the world's biggest experts on one single model. Maybe it'll be the people who can step back, see the entire puzzle, and know exactly which pieces to connect, which levers to pull to create something totally new. It seems to be less about mastering one tool and more about becoming a master of weaving many tools together. And that leaves us with a pretty big question, doesn't it? If this is the AI generalist, what other new roles is this way of thinking going to create next?